Hey everybody, welcome back to Hot Rod's Recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make spicy black bean burgers. Crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, and packed full of bold flavors. Heck, even meat eaters are going to want to try this burger. Now let me show you how easy they are to make. Alright, so let's get started. I have my skillet warming up here, and just in a couple of seconds, we are going to add some olive oil. Once the olive oil is heated, we are going to add some onions and cook them up a little bit before adding some minced garlic. Minced garlic cooks very fast, so we'll add it at the end. All right, let's add our onions. You're going to want to try to dice them as small as you can. Nobody wants a big chunk of an onion in a burger patty. So let's heat this up for 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll add the garlic. All right, so they're starting to get a little translucent and softening up. So now it's time to add some garlic. And we'll probably let this go for maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds here. We don't want to cook this too long. Okay, this is okay, looking okay, I should say, to me. So what we're going to do now is take it off the heat and let it cool until, or while, sorry about that, while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. All right, so I got a mixing bowl here. Let's add our black beans. It's important to rinse them properly so the water flows clean. You'll know when they're rinsed enough. I'm going to use a potato masher. If you don't have a potato masher, you can use a fork. I just like this because it's a little bigger. Now you're not looking to make a paste out of this. You kind of want it to remain chunky. So I would say rule of thumb is about 2/3 of it should be mashed. So, okay, so that looks good enough. We can adjust a little bit later if needed. So now with that done, let's add brown rice, cooked brown rice, corn, diced tomatoes. You want to get as much of the liquid or pat them dry as much as you can, but I still see that I didn't get enough of the liquid, so I'm going to just use a spoon to scoop this in. I don't want to saturate everything with excess juice, so let's just do it this way. There we go. Let's add the vegetable mixture we just made. I'm just going to flop that into the bowl here. There we go. Finally, some spices. So this is a combination of cumin, chili powder. I have a little cayenne for a little heat, and some salt and pepper. Now this is the fun part. is to combine everything. I'm going to use my hands so I can control and make sure everything's mixed properly. And you're going to be looking for a consistency once everything's mixed where it'll be enough to make a patty. See that? That's already looking pretty good. So if it was, at this point, if it was too dry, you'd probably want to mash a little bit more. And you would add olive oil if it was a little too dry, and if it was a little too wet, you'd mash up a little bit more, is basically what I am trying to share with you. So everything seems to be holding nicely together here. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to get some wax paper out, and we are going to form 4 patties. All right, so I got some wax paper here on the counter. Just going to make it a little bit easier, and I'm going to form the patties and leave them on the wax paper. You want to try to make 4 somewhat identical patties, but you know what, this is home cooking, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And this is not a step you must follow, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit these in the fridge before I fry them up. And just so you know, we're looking at about 1/4 of an inch thick for these patties. So I already can tell that I got way too much in this one here, so I won't be able to complete. So I'm going to steal some and use the rest of the mixture to make the 4th patty. This should make you 4 equal-sized patties. Let me tell you something, it sure has an interesting smell to it. I'm a meat eater. This recipe here was one of my oldest, bestest friends who's been vegetarian for many, many years, ever since I worked with him at Disney, and he challenged me to try to come up with a recipe. So here we go. So now I'm going to, off camera, I'm going to put them on a plate or a baking sheet with wax paper between them and let them sit in the fridge so they won't break apart when it comes time to frying. Okay, so I have a warm flat top here, skillet. I'm gonna place one of the patties on the skillet. Fry that up. Obviously you could cook all of them at the same time, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to fry one of these up quickly and then serve it up. We're going to shoot for 4 to 5 minutes each side, not much more than that, until they are browned, just like a burger. Just do that a little bit so it doesn't stick. Not that I think it would, but just in case, you know what I mean? Okay, let's toss it once to make sure. Yeah, that's holding together nicely. Well, that one kind of fell apart, but let's see how the other ones do. Right, just a few more minutes here for these. So kind of a little tip here. Make sure your skillet is hot before you put the patties on, especially if they were in the fridge. Also, wait a good 3-4 minutes before you flip them so they can develop a really good crust and not break apart like my first attempt with the first patty. Like I said, I'm a meat eater. I eat meat, so that's easy peasy. But when making something outside of my comfort zone, you know, live and learn, right? So I'm passing that on to all of you. That one may not survive. Still tastes great, just won't be burger shaped, you know? All right, so these look about as done as they are going to get. So I am going to put them on a plate, let them rest just for a minute or two, and then we are going to assemble our buns. But before I do that, did you know about 98% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed? Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like button, and if you feel like it, leave me a comment below. I would really appreciate it. All right, so I got my hamburger buns here toasted the way I like them. And now I am going to add the patty. Look at that. Now this is where you would normally add your toppings, lettuce, tomato, avocado, whatever. But for the sake of the video, and because the patty is the star of the show, I'm going to put the lid on. And I am going to cut it in half to show you what this vegetarian burger really looks like. Isn't that awesome? Thanks for watching. And there you have it, another great recipe. Before you go, I picked out another video of mine that I think you'll like right up here. And I'm going to let YouTube pick a video that it thinks you will like right over here. Thanks again for watching.